So the aim for today's lesson is what is your perspective on politics? What is the aim for today's lesson? Today we will examine American political perspectives and look at perspectives of the modern Democratic and Republican parties. I want to say up front here, this is all simply background information. Whatever you believe is your right to believe. Whoever you support or do not support, it is your right to believe that and to support whoever you would like. If you have any questions about all this, please speak to your parents. Your parents can give you very important information about all of this, okay? So, we're going to look at American political perspectives. That's things Americans think about our government and what's important for us as a country. So, a lot of times in the US, we're not choosing between one good idea and one bad idea. We're trying to figure out how to balance two good ideas. One of these sets of two ideas we are balancing is social progressivism versus traditionalism. Social progressives believe that new ideas make the world a better place. So, social progressives are people who believe that new ideas make the world a better place. Traditionalists believe in sticking with time-tested ways of action. So they believe that the old ways are the best because they have been tested by time. Once again, social progressives believe that new ideas will make the world a better place. Traditionalists believe that old ideas are better because they have been tested by time. Who do you agree with more, social progressives or traditionalists? Why? The next set of two ideas that Americans have to balance are community good versus individual freedom. When we focus on community good, we focus on doing what is best for most people. So even if one person doesn't like the decision, if it's best for most of the people in the community, you would go with it. On the other side, there is individual freedom. So if you are putting a bigger emphasis, more focus on individual freedom, you are focusing on letting people do what they want to do, even if it's bad for the community as a whole. So if you believe community good is more important, you focus on doing what's best for the community, even if individual people don't want to do that. And if you believe individual freedom is the most important, you focus on making sure everyone is free to do what they want to do, even if that's bad for the community as a whole. In your opinion, which one is more important, community good or individual freedom? Why? So the next one that we have to balance in the United States is federal power versus state power. The federal government is the government in Washington, D.C. that runs the whole country. And Federalists believe that the laws should be the same for the whole country, for all 50 states. States' right advocates believe that decisions should be made locally. So New York should make their own decisions, Maryland should make their own decisions, California should make their own decisions. Once again, people who believe in federal power are called Federalists, and they believe that the laws should be the same for the whole country. People who believe in states' power are called states' right activists and believe that decisions can be best made locally. What do you believe is more important, federal or state power? Why? Now, answering these three questions is a big part of the reason we have two political parties in the United States. One of them is called the Democratic Party, and it is often called liberal. The Democratic Party believes in social progress, believes that community is very important, and believes that the federal government should have slightly more power than the state. So they believe that as a country, laws should be made for the whole country, not just for individual states. The other political party is called the Republican Party. Sorry, I had to let that motorcycle drive by. Anyway, the other political party is called the Republican Party. It is generally also called the Conservative Party, the same way the Democratic Party will also be called liberal. Generally, in the Republican Party, they believe that following traditions is important, that individual freedom is important, the right for people to make their own decisions, and that states should get to make their own laws and should not have laws just handed to them for the whole country. So in your head, I'm not going to ask you to type this or write this anywhere. I want you to think about, based on how you answered the other questions, which one of these two groups do you agree with and why? I don't want you to write it anywhere because that's your private business, and I don't expect you to share your private business with me. But I think it's worth thinking about what these two parties believe in the United States. The question I am going to ask you is, what are the two biggest political parties in the United States? All right, guys, that's it. Thank you for your time. I'll see you tomorrow.